a new business in town opening its doors in January.
The idea really when we started 25 North Co-working was to have a place close to home so you could live and work in an innovative, productive, inspirational space where you can really get work done.
Mara Hauser, the CEO and founder, says once the renovation is complete, it'll have flexible workspaces, desks, private offices, meeting rooms, and you can have a day pass or monthly option. Hauser says they want to add value to the entrepreneurialism in the city.
Waco is vibrant, downtown central business district, and we think we can add an amenity that isn't really here.
Steve Sorrells, a Waco developer, bought this building more than a decade ago, and now it's starting to come to life.
25 North is taking a large portion of the building, but at the same time, we have 50,000 square feet here.
More tenants will be moving in, like realtors, attorneys, counselors, and other organizations.
We're excited about this. This used to be the old Citizens National Bank and the Strand Theater back in the days.
Sorrells was born and raised in Waco. He remembers the downtown area differently from how we see it. Now he's glad to be able to reinvent this historic building.
When we bought this building back in '09, you would look outside and you wouldn't see people at all. There would be no cars in the parking lots, and now it's a completely different story. It's so fun to see everybody living and working and being part of downtown.
Right now they're doing tours for anyone who is interested, and they've already sold a few offices. 25 North Co-working will officially open the first week of January. In Waco, Maria Aguilera, 6 News.
And they like the Lone Star. This will be their second location in Texas. The company has offices in Frisco, Chicago, and even Alexandria, Virginia. Well, workers in Waco will soon have a co-working space, we can call it. At 10:14, we're going to take a look at the increase of the Texas workforce saying, "I quit," and the unemployment across the state. So details coming up in just a moment. Time now for a first check of that forecast. We're going into a Wednesday. Chief Meteorologist Andy Anderson is here. Okay, Andy, we're ready for a couple more nice days before the bottom falls out.
Well, yeah, you're going to get it. We're going to see another mild to warm afternoon tomorrow. Tonight, we've got fog already beginning to develop across the area. I don't think it's going to be as widespread as it was last night and this morning because the winds are going to stay up a little bit, 10 to 15 miles an hour time. So that should mix up the air a little bit and keep the fog confined in low-lying areas and right on water bodies. Cloud cover across the state is pretty thick across the western half of the state, but it makes its way through our area too and on down towards the Gulf Coast. The good news is we're not seeing much as far as precipitation is concerned right now. We may see mist and drizzle mixed with this fog in the later evening hours tonight. Most of it is going to be east of I-35 over into deep East Texas, but there'll be a few spots of light rain for, say, western portions of Bell County and all the way up into Bosque County as well before the night's over with. Tomorrow, we start out cloudy, and for the most part, the day looks like it's going to be cloudy for us. But we'll see some spots of sunshine from here and there, and temperatures responding to that sunshine by getting up close to 80 degrees. 64 in the morning with patches of fog still lingering around. South winds 10 to 15 and gusty. 74 by lunchtime. We'll have a wind advisory in effect tomorrow because of the winds, and our high temperature tops out at 79. Complete details of the forecast. Cool down, some rain on the way for the weekend. We'll talk about that later, but for now, that's tomorrow's forecast tonight.
Thank you, Andy. Waco police say there won't be any criminal charges for the driver who hit and killed a 12-year-old girl on her bicycle. Police say the crash happened at Salem Way and Orchid Lane last week. The driver stopped to help at the scene. A few days later, the 12-year-old died from her injuries. Waco PD have closed this case and will not be releasing the name of the driver. I don't know if you knew or not, today marks 1 year since the availability of the COVID-19 vaccine, although many couldn't get it until January or February. And it has saved lives across the country. Now, a year later, some experts question the vaccine's future with the Omicron variant. 6 News reporter Andrew Moore spoke to a local expert to get some perspective.
This virus structurally looks the most different of any of the variants.
Texas A&M Central Texas Nursing Department Director Amy Murziofsky has been tracking changes in the COVID-19 virus since the pandemic began.
So there's still a lot of questions about this new variant.
So what makes the Omicron variant so problematic? Well, the COVID-19 virus has spike proteins on its surface, and that's actually critical to how the vaccine works. The vaccine helps create T cells in the body which target the virus by identifying those spike proteins. but the proteins can mutate. The Delta variant had 20 possible mutations. The Omicron variant has 50 possible changes to each of the proteins, and that means the T cells are less likely to find a match with the current vaccine.
It was not recognizing very well.
But then why get a booster shot? Well, a booster shot will make your body produce more T cells, which increases the chance of finding a protein match on the virus so your immune system can still attack it. But if these mutations continue, Murziovsky says an updated shot will be needed.
We may also have to have vaccines for COVID like we do the flu every year.
In Killeen, Andrew Moore, 6 News.
The CDC has found the Omicron variant in 37 states so far. Days after that deadly tornado outbreak devastated several towns across 6 states in the Midwest, more than 100 people now remain unaccounted for. Even among tragedy, there is good in the service to others. Churches, neighbors, everyone seems to be chipping in, offering hot meals, clothing, cash, even a place to sleep.
Impact for us has been that we are not alone, that everybody is with us, they're surrounding us, they're loving us, they're praying for us, which is something that we really need right now.
And Texas certainly is getting involved as well. A group of 30 volunteers from North Texas will leave for Kentucky to help this week. Texas Baptist Men Volunteers will be here, as you're seeing on the video, on a mission to clear debris, tarp roofs, and to try to mend broken hearts.
So being able to come in and even just impact one family and then another family, the community can kind of come together through all of this and really see those rays of hope and those next steps to take.
The organization has assisted with disasters relief since 1967, all the way back to Hurricane Beulah. New information tonight in the trial of Aaron Dean, the former Fort Worth police officer charged in the shooting death of Atiana Jefferson in her own home. The judge announced that he will hear motions of a change of venue and delay of trial come tomorrow. The judge dismissed today's court session early after making those announcements. Right now, the trial is set to begin in Tarrant County. That'll be early next month. And a grand jury has been formally charged a man with capital murder charges after dismembered bodies were found in a Fort Worth burning dumpster earlier this year. Authorities say Jason Thornburg confessed to killing 5 people. Thornburg was indicted in the deaths of 3 people whose bodies were in the dumpster. That's according to his arrest warrant. Now, in addition to confessing to their killings, he also confessed to earlier killing his roommate and girlfriend. The full congressional House currently voting if former Chief of Staff Mark Meadows should be held in contempt. Well, yesterday, the House committee investigating events surrounding the January 6th Capitol riot voted to hold him in contempt. It came after revealing text messages that were pleas from the Fox News anchors and even the former president's own son to call off the mob. Meadows says he's honoring a claim of executive privilege exerted by the former president.
I've tried to share non-privileged information, but truly the executive privilege that Donald Trump has claimed is his to waive. It's not mine to waive.
A criminal contempt conviction still wouldn't force Meadows to talk to the committee, but he could face up to a year in prison if that were to happen. If passed in the House, the Justice Department will ultimately decide whether to file criminal charges against Meadows. That vote is expected to happen tonight. And new tonight, the U.S. Senate once again approved raising the federal government's debt limit. The move was among party lines to increase the federal debt limit to $31.4 trillion. That's a $2.5 trillion increase. The measure has now been forwarded to the House of Representatives for final passage and will then make its way to President Biden for his signature. Former football legend O.J. Simpson is a completely free man now after being granted early parole discharge in the state of Nevada. Simpson had been on parole since October of 2017 and was sentenced to stay on parole until early next year. The Nevada Board of Parole Commissioners granted early discharge from parole for good behavior, and it was finalized last week, just being announced today. Simpson had served 9 years in state prison for his conviction on 12 counts in a 2007 robbery case in Las Vegas.
The finalist in 5th place is Jershika Maple.
Okay, so she finished 5th. Nothing wrong with that. That's the moment we've been following since September. Jershika Maple made it all the way to the top of The Voice, coming in on the finale show. She finishes 5th overall. Miss Maple represents Colleen, the soul singer powerhouse. Boy, she can belt out a song too. She's amazing. Was a former security guard and now a voice legend from Team Legend. That's right. The season 21 show winners are the trio, A Girl Named Tom, which has me very confused because do we have to change the name of the show to The Voices? That's a trio that won. All right, stay with us, everybody. Still to come, he's the second longest tenured active coach in Texas at a single school. But it's taken Ray Biles 30 years to get his shot at the title crown. His story is coming up next.
Winds are going to be in the increase for us across central Texas tomorrow, so we've kind of dusted off the old trash canometer 5,000. We're talking about winds blowing your trash cans around tomorrow. Better lash down and secure anything loose in the yard. We'll have the forecast next. Stay with us.
This segment of 6 Weather is brought to you by Dodge Country Used Cars.
This Tiny Tacos Big Box is perfect to share. Jinx. Tiny Tacos Big Box. Triceratops. Get out of my head! My new $6 Tiny Tacos Big Box with 3 delicious dipping sauces.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it.
We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers.
We are normal people just like you.
And together, we can make a difference.
Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
I have something for you.
Hi. I have something for you too.
Step up to GMC with 0% financing on these GMC models. We are professional grade. GMC.
To the people who reach into a carton of warm, crispy, golden, perfectly salted McDonald's world-famous fries and return with just one, who are you? And how do you do that?
Now grab as many fries as you want with a basket of fries into 20-piece Chicken McNuggets for only $8.99. Plenty for you, plenty for me.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Finding furniture that feels like it was designed just for you, that's easy at Rooms To Go. Because there's no one size fits all here. There's one size fits you. Whether you're looking for a sofa that makes a big statement, even in the smallest space, or sectionals you can't get enough of, Rooms To Go has pieces and packages that fit your style, fit your space, and of course, fit your budget too. I'm Julianne Huff, and this is what's possible at Rooms To Go.
My new Tiny Tacos Big Box with 25 of my tasty Tiny Tacos and 3 delicious dipping sauces, perfectly sized to share with a friend, coworker, or the CEO of your favorite restaurant. My new $6 Tiny Tacos Big Box, only at Jack in the Box.
Watch Your Best Life Wednesdays at 5, only on Channel 6.
Welcome back. Good news or bad news, you decide. Texas is on its way to becoming the quitter capital of the nation. The Labor Department recently released September figures for people quitting their jobs, and a total of 439,000 Texans told their boss, take this job and shove it. All right, now tonight, Jason Wheeler breaks it all down for us. Are they going to better jobs?
That's 14,633 Texas workers every day saying, I'm out. Significantly, that is just behind California now, which had been way ahead of us in terms of job quitting. But our state also led the country for the largest drop in job openings. So maybe some of those who quit snatched up better gigs elsewhere, but not all of them. So where have all of the workers gone? Every time I do these kinds of stories, I hear from people who complain that those quitters just want to take advantage of unemployment. Generally in Texas, though, you should know you cannot claim unemployment if you voluntarily decide to leave your job like this. Besides, Texas unemployment claims are now below where they were before COVID came along. I've been asking a lot of smart people about this, and they tell me that some workers just got by on less during the pandemic and decided they could quit their jobs and keep getting by on less without the stress of working. Or some decided to stay home with their kids. Others have started small businesses or may have decided to retire early, especially since their investments may have fully recovered and then some after the stock market came roaring back from its pandemic plunge to reach new heights. If you are looking right now, there are jobs to be had. As of September, the BLS found 807,000 open positions in Texas.
That was Jason Wheeler reporting. Here's Chief Meteorologist Andy Anderson, the man with a job for a couple decades here at this station. Yes, sir.
Fog is trying to get going across central Texas tonight already. It's not going to be as widespread and not going to be nearly as dense, but we're already beginning to see it. Live look downtown Temple. There's the Kyle Hotel. Forecast for tomorrow morning, your school bus, no stop, no wait forecast is for cloudy skies, kind of breezy, maybe some patches of fog around. I think in the morning we'll be at 64 degrees. Clouds through much of the day, but I think we'll see some sunshine, 74 at lunchtime. And by afternoon, we're close to 80 degrees for a high temperature. This afternoon, we were mighty warm. In most cases, as much as 15 degrees above normal for this time of the year. 71 was the high today in Mejia. Our thanks to April Parolini for her report. That's at the Confederate Reunion Grounds. In Moffett, Damon Boniface reporting a high of 74 today. And we made it up to 75 out in the city of Five Hills. In Copperas Cove, Buddy Spader reporting a high of 75 degrees. Radar, satellite together. Just a couple of sprinkles still showing up to the northeast of us and basically east of the Dallas-Fort Worth area as well. Although you're still seeing quite a flow of moisture coming into those southerly breezes right off the Gulf of Mexico. 68 degrees now in Waco, 70 in Temple and Marlin, 67 the air temperature now for Copperas Cove and Killeen, 63 out in Lampasas. Wind advisory kicks in tomorrow by 9 o'clock in the morning. Until then, the winds will be well behaved, but after 9, the winds are going to pick up. And it's basically north of a line from Lampasas back towards Hillsboro, up through Bosque County, Hamilton County, Mills and Comanche County. We're talking about winds in excess of 25 miles an hour sustained. So very strong gusty winds to the northwest of us as we go through the day tomorrow. That'll probably expire at sunset tomorrow evening, but may be extended a little bit. 68 right now, cloudy skies, 90% relative humidity, the light south-southeast wind at almost 10 miles an hour. Cloudy, patchy fog tonight with an overnight low of 64, kind of breezy at times, and that should stir that fog around and keep us from being too socked in. Here's your Channel 6 7-day planner where there's always a weekend forecast. Almost 80 degrees for a high tomorrow, gusty south winds. We continue the breezy conditions on Thursday. On Thursday, we get a weak front coming through, or getting close to us anyway. It stalls out, doesn't do much, but a stronger front coming, giving us widespread rain, Chris, beginning Friday night through the day on Saturday.
Yeah, we need that rain, but it's got to come on our weekend, Andy.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.